la la.
In elementary school, I was obsessed with the Captain Underpants books. And when you're obsessed with something as a kid, you try to replicate it. Enter Captain Juicy Farts, a boy who kicks ass by passing gas. A clear rip on Captain Underpants. I made a good deal of Captain Juicy Farts content from the ages of 9 to 11, around 2012 to 2014. As I said in the last video, this right here is the reason I started this series. Because there's so much, I'm splitting this into 2 parts. So, let's dive in with the first foyer. Captain Juicy Farts and the Medieval Monkeys from Mars. God, this cover has seen better days. This is Jake Reckerbottom and Garrett Slopcut. More goofy names, I know. They're the 2 main characters, akin to George and Harold. They're in school. My desk is too big, and they're given an assignment to write a creative comic book about their favorite thing, imagine. Jake wants to be creative, but Mr. Garrett the plagiarist over here wants to copy one? That night, 3 mysterious monkeys land a spaceship in the school's front yard. For some reason, Garrett has a hidden camera at the school and is informed of the presence, so Jake suits up as Captain Juicy Farts to confront them. Ignore these panels. Originally, Captain Juicy Farts got his powers from a fart potion, but he gets a much more interesting backstory later. Captain Juicy Farts finds these 3 medieval monkeys, Banana Crazy, Yellow Butt, and Drone Kong, harassing a teacher. I guess their swords and shields make them medieval. And then he fights them, and yeah, I just blatantly copied Fliporama. Turnorama ain't full of nobody. Hey, at least I can animate it for real. Looks bad. Anyways, the medieval monkeys end up taking over the school, Cardinal Elementary. A real good job you did, Jake. Their next step is turning the town into a secret lair, then pulling a Doofenshmirtz to take over the whole city. Kinda weird to start at a school, but whatever. After seeing them on the news, the captain shows up again, rips a new one, and then they're off on a chase. Jump to the comic assignment, but there's nothing to this, I'll just, Both the cap and the monkeys run out of fuel, so the chase ends. Then the monkey ship grows legs and snatches the captain, but with a few punches, they retreat. However, they leave behind a surprise. A big piece of poop that looked like a monkey came out of the sky. It was King Poo-Poo. You know, I can't be surprised. Even Pilky stooped this low in his Super Diaper Baby series with the Chief Poo-Poo and like the giant Godzilla-sized piss monster. Though the stinky simian is wrecking buildings, the captain takes a detour to warn his family. He even takes time to catch up on the assignment that Garrett was plagiarizing. Which, hang on, this was a group assignment. I guess Jake is doing more important things, like knocking out his family with noxious gas because they want him to stay home. You know, I don't blame him. There's a literal kaiju destroying the city, and your son is the only one who can stop him. Captain Juicy Farts takes a beating, but the Titan eventually falls. Jake and Garrett question if the monkeys will ever return, vow to never speak of the events that transpired, and then happily ever after, Garrett and Jake's parents go out for ice cream after they wake up. And then some sequel bait with Jake's dad possibly being from a different planet. So that was Captain Juicy Farts. Oh cool, a how to draw page. God, the captain's colors make him look like a 2009 Lego Power Miner set or something. So that was Oh, okay, a preview for the next book. Oh, what's this? Coconut, walnut, and mushroom in Time Machine. Yeah, a separate in-universe comic is tied onto the back of this. I discovered a new planet. It's called Cronus. I made a new time machine. It's called the Coco Traveler. Then he gets inside and he ends up in the future, the year 3201. So specific. So dizzy. Then this criminal beats up a security guard.
Escape her! Security!
But apparently neither of them are bothered by it. Oh, hi. Because the criminal leads Cole to his house. This is my house. Cole is locked in. Then a laser comes and zaps him, turning him into a coconut. What the? I'm a coconut.
Now you know how I feel.
Huh?
It's me. I'm Mushroom.
Okay, I guess this mushroom is from Plants vs. Zombies. You'd never guess what I was into at the time. Not sure that it has anything to do with a random planet in the future, though. All I want to do is get out of here.
Me too.
Then back in the past, where for some reason the time machine ends back up, this fart smeller named Walnut is looking for Mushroom and gets stuck in the machine, so he's transported to the future too. Maybe Mushroom is here.
Walnut, I knew you'd come!
So our 3 plants make it back to the time machine, but some wacky villain shows up with a weapon called the Detron 4000, and turns Mushroom into a person.
Bring it on, Buster!
Mushroom destroys the Detron 4000, but someone is towing away the time machine. The trio discovers it's not there.
Blah, blah, blah.
Chase the truck, I didn't even bother to draw this apparently, and make it back to the past. but not in the form they expected. But I'm still a coconut.
I'm a person.
Walnut. God, that's even more nonsense than the story it was attached to. I'm not even gonna waste brain power thinking about it anymore. It's not like it's important to the next. Captain Juicy Farts and the non-non-nani nerd from Neptune and the medieval monkeys come back, and the new superhero who was a girl. Yes, I ripped on the long title of Captain Underpants 3, sue me. We start with another George and Harold style introduction for our characters. What? Oh yeah, the little retcon comic that could. This does away with the fart potion origin and instead casts Jake as an orphan from Mars where he got his powers. And now he's got a little hideout. Neat. Anyways, enter Eugene, the new kid in Jake and Garrett's class. Well, said Eugene, I am sort of a nerd. Sometimes I get into, alright class, time for gym. Carla, you have to take your Medican. As they leave, Jake notices a mysterious rock fall out of Eugene's locker. Written on it, Medieval M's ink. How curious. Jake pockets it, but uh-oh. While running laps in gym, the rock falls out of his pocket. Eugene runs after Jake. Hey, what's going on? Said the gym teacher. He picks up the stone and turns into a medieval monkey. Suddenly, a giant fish-shaped ship crashes through the roof. The monkeys have returned. They kidnap all the kids, and Jake is helpless to fight them since he can't give away his identity in front of all of his classmates. Eugene is on good terms with these monkeys, and apparently Jake is too with how casually they ask, So, Jake, is there anything new? Then that girl Carla from earlier reveals herself to be a superhero too. Carla Stinky Pants. So then a funny reintroduction to Jake and Carla as their alter egos. Carla's last name is Fixie-Fot, remember that. With Carla's reveal, Jake is compelled to fight. They change outfits, don't ask where, why, how, if together, who knows. Then they confront Yellow Butt the monkey. They make a deal. If the monkeys beat them up, they have to take some tests. If they prevail, they go free. Unfortunately, Carla gets a bit slapped, so the deal falls through. The monkeys lay out the test. They must first pass through the poo-poo plateau, and then overcome the am I trying to say hypnotizer? I mean, I guess that's kind of a hard word to spell even nowadays, so I don't blame myself back then, oh my god. Anyways, they'll become nerds if they fail. So they teleport to the plateau. The rocks are slippery with turds, but Captain and Carla use the propulsion of farts to get by. Then they teleport to the Hypnotism Hill. They get so dizzy and stumble so much, I have to remind the reader what gravity is in Turnorama. Afterwards, they arrive in a place called Nerdville. Banana Crazy zaps over with Eugene and clues them in on the rest of this test. Right now, you are on Neptune. Alright, I don't think I have to dispel the logic in that statement for you. You are in a town of nerds. Eugene is from here. He came to work for me. Oh, how you get through this, you have to get out of Nerdville. You will then go to Venus and defeat the Nerd Master. I really have it out for nerds in this book. I woke up, saw Melvin Sneedley, and chose violence. So Eugene follows Captain and Carla through Nerdville. It'll be easy, said Eugene. Nerds don't always bother you.
Hi.
Then they find the teleporter off-world, guarded by nerds. They consider violence, stop to ponder it, spot some strange machine atop a mountain, then decide on violence anyways, in Turnorama. The crew climbs the mountain and encounters one Sula Conus. Before the crew can retort, Carla gets zapped by the machine, the Detron 4000, which turns anyone into anything. And yes, it's the same machine from the diegetic coconut, walnut, and mushroom. How curious. So now Carla's a mushroom. Eugene tells Captain to throw his Chekhov's rock at Sula. Yeah, that will be very... Sula yelled and tumbled down the mountain.
Guys, I'm still a mushroom.
Back on the ship, Garrett leads the kids to an escape pod. Then our main crew teleport to Venus. I don't think I have to dispel the logic in that statement for you. Banana Crazy appears. Excellent, he says. You now have to cross the Valley of Lava. But Eugene isn't so lucky. He slipped, and he is barely holding on as he yells for help. Then Eugene fell and fell and fell. His body shriveled away, Jesus Christ. Captain retaliates by throwing a punch at Banana Crazy. Then they battle and dodge rocks in Turnorama. The escape pod with the kids crashes nearby, as Banana Crazy tells them to make their way to the top of a nearby mountain to face the Nerd Master. What the hell is this design? A cross between Cuber and Jabba the Hutt or something? Everybody is still with horror. Some random girl named Elliot gulps.
Oh, ego.
is a Cohen Surfo.
That means, said Banana Crazy, he's going to get you. The kids throw rocks at the Nerdmaster, and Captain keeps cutting the cheese, but he's getting angrier. That girl Elliot from earlier pulls some random rope, sure, which happens to be attached to a large cage which releases snails. Then a bunch of snails arrive in a freaking Republic gunship from Star Wars, and this has officially gone off the rails. The Nerdmaster orders them forward, and these snail troopers pull out the tiniest little weapons and parachute down. As the snails attack, Captain and the kids and the new superhero who is a girl who is currently a mushroom work to beat them up. The anger of losing Eugene pushes Captain to defeat the rest of them. With that, they have completed Banana Crazy's test. He agrees to revive Eugene, and that guy Sula decides to tag along too.
I'll come with you. I have mind control. I can think of anything and it will appear. I'll change Carla back.
So he does, by conjuring his machine. This dude is OP. The monkeys are suddenly the most accommodating ever, and fly all the kids back home on their ship, with help from Sula. Right off the ship, Garrett chases down Captain with a new comic to show him. A fun little story about Captain's 11th birthday party, where a pig booby-traps a cake, and Captain teams up with an angry bird to jail him. Captain introduces Garrett to his 3 new friends, Carla, Eugene, and Sula. But plot twist, Carla is Garrett's girlfriend? What? Then they decide to open a comic store, Eugene and Sula bond, and Jake has a great 11th birthday. The end. But what about the rock? And guys, look out for the prequel novel, Carla Stinky Pants, which definitely exists. So yeah, those were the first 2 books in the Juicy Fart saga. I'm very nostalgic for these in particular because it really was the first time I realized I could build my own wacky world that wasn't just a portal away from reality. I was so proud of it at the time that Captain Juicy Farts kind of became my go-to original character. But in retrospect, it's all silly and little substance. And it's super derivative. My inspirations are blatant, from direct parodies of Pilkey's work, to Angry Birds, to Plants vs. Zombies, to Star Wars, even Ricky Ricotta's Mighty Robot. Both of these were written in spring 2012, and it shows. Next time, I'll tackle the rest of the Captain Juicy Fart saga, and the little offshoot stories. See ya!